Trusted in yourselves that I have to come on here at this time of night, and that was my best friend you guys are talking about in the comments. I figured I'd make the video now before later to get it done, but I'm gonna be off social media for a little bit. And Zuza, I love you, and you will always, always, always be with me. Before I am an influencer. This is Zuza, by the way. She's coming at you.
Samara is spiraling so fast that the internet can barely keep up. And watching it unfold has become one of the most uncomfortable things happening on TikTok right now. She keeps popping up with these new accounts, recycling old drafts of herself from what looks like months ago, loading them with captions that feel like indirect shots at Zuza's mother, who is literally grieving. While all of this is happening, and the part that's rubbing everyone raw is the fact that Samara only knew Zuza for 3 months. 3 months. Yet she's been talking online like she was the person most shattered by Zuza's passing, placing herself at the emotional center of a story that the actual family never painted that way. Even Dr. Dagmara, who knew Zuza inside and out, never hinted that Samara was anything close to a primary figure in her daughter's life. Everything detonated the moment Zuza's mom posted that slideshow. Nobody expected it to have the impact it did, but the second those images appeared, everything that Samara had been saying publicly collapsed. Because in that post, Zuza's mother revealed that the real best friend, the person who had been in Zuza's life, in her real memories, in her everyday world, was Chloe, not Samara, a girl who had birthdays with her, hospital visits, actual day-to-day time together, without needing TikTok edits or emotional monologues to prove anything. Meanwhile, Samara had been online calling Zuza her little sister, talking like they had this inseparable bond from day one, and acting as though she was the main presence in Zuza's life. The moment that slideshow went live, the comments section transformed into something nobody had ever seen before. People weren't just reacting, they were comforting the grieving mother. They were apologizing to her for everything Samara had been doing online. Imagine how upside down a situation has to be for strangers to feel the need to support a parent, because someone claiming to love their daughter was causing chaos in her name. Comments were saying things like, "I'm so sorry she's doing this. Your daughter is all that matters. We're with you." It almost didn't feel real. It felt like the internet collectively stopping just to tell a mother, "We're sorry someone else is hijacking your child's memory." But before the family spoke, before that quiet and heavy message dropped, the real breaking point had already happened. And understanding that moment is what makes everything afterward make sense. Because Samara didn't just insert herself, she fully planted her flag and tried to act like the spokesperson of Zuza's story. Everyone online was already confused about why Samara was inserting herself into every conversation, like she was the guardian of Zuza's legacy. Then she dropped that now infamous 9-minute video, the one that people have labeled her crash out moment. From the second the video started, something felt off. It didn't feel like a tribute. It didn't feel like grief. It felt like spiraling 9 minutes of rambling, crying, talking in circles, and somehow making everything revolve around her. And if you look at her page now, the entire video is muted, completely silenced, like she tried to erase the evidence. But it didn't work. People had already saved it, clipped it, reposted it, and replayed it until it became the exact moment where everyone agreed. She'd lost control of the narrative. She kept repeating lines like, "I hate being mean," while proceeding to drag people by name. She talked with this frantic tone, like she was trying to convince the entire internet she was the emotional core of Zuza's life. And at the same time, the family was sitting in complete silence, watching all of this unfold. Until they weren't. Because that Instagram post, calm, short, and devastating, was a direct response to this exact behavior. The family clarified that Zuza's best friend for the past 3 years was Chloe. That one sentence shattered everything. 3 years versus 3 months. The math said everything the family didn't need to spell out. And suddenly, the whole "we were inseparable" narrative Samara had been pushing fell apart like wet tissue paper. It became clear that Samara was trying to occupy a role that the family didn't see her as having at all. And the rest of the message only amplified that silence. They explained that the noise people were seeing online didn't reflect Zuza's actual life or relationships. That Zuza didn't need social media to prove who mattered to her. It was a soft but powerful correction to everything Samara had been posting. Then came the line that hit everyone in the chest. Zuza stood for positivity, authenticity, and lifting others up, not drama. And she would have been heartbroken to see her memory being used this way. That's the moment it clicked for people. This wasn't just a family statement. This was a mother stepping in to protect her daughter's story from someone who was twisting it into an influencer-sized spectacle. And here's the question that everyone started quietly asking. If Samara wasn't the best friend, wasn't the closest person, wasn't the main character she presented herself as, then what was she? Because the way the family phrased everything hinted at a different dynamic. Something far less intense than what Samara had been portraying. A dynamic she probably hoped people wouldn't start digging into. Samara knew Zuza for maybe 3 months. And even that is being generous. Meanwhile, Chloe was the one in all the real moments, the everyday life moments, the unfiltered, no camera needed moments, the ones that actually matter. Suddenly, everything Samara had said started to feel strange. The constant posts, the dramatic captions, the repeated claims about sisterhood, it all started to read like someone trying to build a storyline around a relationship that didn't exist the way she described it. And then there was the age gap. Samara at 18, Zuza at 14. In normal life, it would already be an unusual dynamic. But in the TikTok influencer world where everything is edited, curated, and turned into content, it just didn't hold up as a believable best friend relationship. The energy wasn't matching the reality the family had just exposed. And people began questioning why Samara had been clinging so tightly to this narrative. But the crash out video took everything to a level nobody asked for. Because instead of slowing down, instead of addressing the confusion or clearing anything up, Samara went on a full offensive. She started calling out creators one after another, like she was reading from a list. Her first target was Alexis. She accused her of being rude to Zuza, of being cold, of talking behind her back. She dropped accusation after accusation, delivering them with this emotional, almost chaotic tone, like she'd been carrying these grudges longer than she'd known Zuza. And the problem? Alexis had already been dragged in the past over the situation. She had been blamed, harassed, attacked so badly she came online with that shaky apology video, where nobody could even tell if she was genuinely crying or just trying to save face. Bringing her up again reopened the wounds that had already been stitched shut. It only added fuel to a situation that was already way too volatile. Then Samar went after Paul, saying he mistreated Zuza, acted defaced, used captions on her posts that felt tone deaf. Paul eventually spoke up about it, trying to defend himself. But by then, the comments had already run wild. Even Samara's boyfriend jumped in and started talking about organizing a boxing match. Like this was some sort of influencer showdown instead of a tragedy involving a real family and a real loss. But the moment people realized the full disconnect was when they compared Samara's 9-minute rant with the family's quiet, composed message. They didn't match at all. One side was trying to create storylines. The other side was trying to preserve their daughter's dignity. After the backlash got unbearable, Samara's original account disappeared. Blocked, banned, wiped, nobody knows for sure. But soon after, she came back with a brand new account as if nothing had happened. And the behavior on this new account raised even more questions. She posted videos that looked noticeably older, different hair, different style, different everything. People were confused immediately. Comment after comment pointed out that the clips seemed like drafts she'd saved months ago. And still, she posted them with captions that felt like cryptic, emotional jabs. One caption said she missed her little dead queen. Another said Zuza's mom treated her like a stranger. Another claimed, "I know you mad because me and Zuza did weed and what about it?" Which confused and upset people even more. Those captions didn't just feel off, they felt alarming. They felt like someone trying to stir the pot instead of easing the tension. The divide became clear. Half of TikTok believed this was Samara herself posting. The other half thought someone else was running the account or trolling under her name. And nobody could agree because everything about the account felt mismatched and strange. All of this has led to the newest wave of speculation that Samara might be going through some sort of breakdown. People have been analyzing her behavior, her tone, her posts, and jumping to conclusions. But honestly, nobody online is qualified to diagnose anything from TikTok clips. What's clear is that she seems overwhelmed, unsteady, and lost in a narrative she can't control anymore.